Good morning, y'all. Welcome back. Happy New Year. So this morning, I'm gonna take a little break from the Who is Clarence series and get back to the content that this is actually designed for. With that being said, I want to address what's the purpose of this page. So when I started this, it was just to kind of leave something for my kids as far as advice, guidance. So basically I would always be there. Then it progressed to, well, let me share with family. And ultimately, let me just put out eh, for whoever who wants to look at it. But with that being said, the purpose of this is to really document and record and put out there how simple it is to become successful, to validate that anybody from anywhere under any conditions can pretty much do it. And we've seen this time and time again with other historical figures overcoming challenges and obstacles, um, disabilities, so on and so forth. So for me, it's just simply looking at someone from my background, born in East St. Louis, um, raised in Michigan, military, got a master's degree, all of that stuff. But ultimately, that none of that matters. The only thing that matters is what I choose to do and how I choose to apply myself and take advantage of whatever opportunities are presented. So, with that being said, um, you can approach success however you want. Um, I'm choosing to make it easy. So, what I mean by that is if you're consistent and you're mindful of the things that you want to have and the lifestyle you want to create, it's really as simple as planning it. And if you plan it and you execute the plan, it'll happen. I think most people throw in a towel and don't really execute the plan because it gets hard. And that's not to say everything is going to be easy, just that you can try to make everything easy. Now, it may take longer if you do it this way, but considering I've tried it the other way and I've gotten results and then I've regressed, and it's been kind of this roller coaster. So, the shift in my mentality was okay, to ensure success, then I need to make it impossible to fail. So, how do I do that? So, this is just my thought and my belief, which is if you really want to be successful, it's not necessarily about just challenging yourself. It's more so about creating a lifestyle that's going to ensure your success. So if you identify the things that are important to you and then you make a plan to work toward those things, or not necessarily work toward it, but incorporate actions in your everyday activity that will ensure the outcome that you desire, then you essentially ensure success. So if you're going to commit to doing something on a daily basis, you're more likely to do that if what you commit to is very easy. Now, it can get more challenging later, but to start off, I would recommend having the mentality that it's not things you're going to do to reach a goal, but there are things you're going to do to become who you want to be and to ensure an outcome. So I'll give you a couple examples. Being healthy. So there are things that we do every single day, and I don't think you wake up and question whether or not you're going to eat, whether or not you're going to drink, whether or not you're going to speak to somebody. You just do it because it's what you do. So create routines and create habits that basically are just as automatic. So for it to be automatic, it should be easy. It should be something you can do quick and something that there'll never really be an excuse not to do. So my example, so when I get up in the morning, I do 40 push-ups. That's not challenging. It will increase over time, but I do it because it's easy. It's easy for me to do 40 push-ups. It takes less than a minute, so therefore I really have no excuse not to do it. And I hold myself accountable. If I don't do it, like that just means I really don't want to get where I want to be. Now that's something that's simple. It's something that's quick. I go on a walk. So these are things that I know I can do every day, no matter what the circumstances. I walked in the rain. I walk when it's cold. Whatever. Even if I'm not feeling well, I can walk around the block even if I'm sick. So the things that I choose to put in place are things that are easy to do, and you can break everything else down and make it easy if you know you need to get up at a certain time, plan backwards, take into account your routines, your behaviors, and really prioritize and decide what's more important. Because most of the time, when people say they don't have time to do things, well, that's just not true. You have time, it's just you're using your time to do other things. So when you have a priority, and you have a choice on whether to invest in that or do something else, then be real and be honest that you're making a choice to prioritize your entertainment by watching TV or something like that instead of working towards your goals. So you have to have balance. So you can't just go all in and act like you're going to change your life overnight and only do things that are beneficial and never do things that you just feel like doing, because that's important too. You should have a certain sense of fulfillment in your life, enjoyment. Otherwise, like, you're probably not going to want to keep doing it anyway. So to get back on track, I would suggest that you identify areas in your life that you really want to improve. So I use myself as example: finances, health, relationships, my career, and really think about, so what's something that I can do that's very easy and I can commit to every day, and just build on it. So do that for a week or do it for a month. One of my previous episodes, I highlighted the point that confidence is earned. So confidence is earned, which is why I do 40 push-ups. Because if I do 40 push-ups every day, then I'm not going to question whether or not I can do 40 push-ups. But also, I'm conditioning myself to make 40 push-ups easier and easier. So after a month, if I go up to 45 push-ups, then the 45 push-ups will be easy. So I never actually have to do anything that's hard. I just have to condition myself to make the difficult thing easy over a period of time. Now, what your time frame is and how you choose to approach it is up to you. I'm just saying, think about these things. If it's something that you really want to do, so a goal, and it's not easily attainable, like it's not something you're going to do in the next week. So I'll use 100 push-ups, for example. So I'm 41 years old, and it's going to go back to the compound effect. I'm 41 years old. So say I start off right now and do 40 push-ups every morning when I get up. Now I do that for a month, and then I go up 5 push-ups. If you do the same number of push-ups every day for a month, then there's going to be no doubt. You're conditioning yourself. You increase 5 every month. So over the course of a year, so that's 12 months, 5 push-ups, that's 60. I've added 60 push-ups, but I never really put myself in a position where I had to question whether or not I could do it. So I made it easy. Now I'm doing 100 push-ups, and that's easy. Now, if that's the goal and that's where I want to stop, I'll stop right there. But now, instead of doing 40 push-ups every single morning, I'm doing 100 every morning. So if I do 100 push-ups every morning, every day for the next 40 years, what do you think the effect of that would be? It'll probably be remarkable. Same thing. Drink a cup of water or anything. Just make it simple. So if you have goals, I'll use a financial goal, for example. You want to save a certain amount of money. Okay, break it down to save a, and again, the time frame matters, and that's completely up to you. But the most realistic thing is to set a realistic time frame and then set small goals where you can reach those small goals on a consistent basis, but it's building up to a big goal versus trying to approach this huge, massive undertaking where it becomes daunting when you get to a certain point and you're not where you want to be. So make it easy. So for example, say I will invest 5% of my income, whatever that is. Because the reality is you're not gonna miss the 5%. And then the flip side of that is most of the things that we do, um, we can justify based off the outcome, whether it's instant gratification or something that's gonna be an immediate or quick result that's gonna make us feel good. But in the long run, I would argue that doing something consistently is going to benefit you more than making this massive effort, hitting this one time goal, and then stopping because you're going to end up regressing. So, the things that are really important, identify those things, put a plan in place, but make that plan easy, and then just gradually increase what you do. So if you go from 5%, you get used to living off 95%, and then you go to 10%. It's really only 5%, and you're used to, sacrificing 5% of your income. So you're just doing it again, but you know you can do it because you've already proven that you can do it. Relationships. I was talking to my nephew recently, and I just asked him a question about our relationship. He said he felt like we have a good relationship, but it would be better if we talk more. So we can talk for hours, but same premise. If we wait for 6 months or a year to talk to each other, there's so much stuff that's happened in that time. It would take a lot of time to really talk about it, and you're probably going to leave some stuff out. And then again, who has 5 6 hours to talk to somebody all the time? Now, if you talk to that same person just 10 minutes, but you do it every week, the relationship will probably be a lot better than if you talk to somebody for 4 or 5 hours once a year. So just make things easy. Identify the things that are important and focus on those things. But when you commit to it, don't put it in the context of to reach a desired goal. Just put it in the context of what is something I can do every day? Something I could commit to doing every day for the rest of my life that's not gonna bother me. I'm not gonna wake up and feel like, oh, I gotta do this. It's not gonna be something that I view as an obligation, but something that I'm happy to do, something that I look forward to doing, something that is a quick and simple accomplishment, but ultimately is gonna lead to an outcome that is you living in the type of life that you design for yourself in every area that you choose to design, because you don't have to do that. You're going to decide what your life is either way, because that's the nature of reality. You are responsible for your decisions. Whatever decisions you make are going to have consequences. However, everybody decides their life with the choices they make, but everybody doesn't design their life. So if you be more mindful of the outcomes that you want, you can start to design your life instead of just deciding your life. So I would say if you're going to do that, my position is make it easy. So find some things that you can change, very small, very simple to accomplish, but commit to doing it every day. And then over time, you'll see the difference. The compound effect is real, but you're only going to get the results if you allow it to work. And if it's a small investment, it takes a longer amount of time. If it's a larger investment, you'll see the the results quicker. But you have to ask yourself, if you're going to commit to something, is it something that you can commit to every single day for the rest of your life? And if it's not, you may want to adjust that, at least just to get started and make it a lot easier and commit to something that you can do that's easy, but also is going to be beneficial as long as you give it time to work. So that's my message for the morning. I will get back to the other series, but I'm going to try to make sure I put content on this side as well as continue the Who is Clarence series. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. So until next time, peace.